Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to the episode of the Kansas City Royals rebuild here on MLB The Show 23. That is right, we return to the franchise, and we are on a little bit of a skid. The month of May has not been kind to us so far. We're about a week and a half in, maybe a little less, and we have a lot of losses that I'm not really liking. We shouldn't have been losing these games, but we have lost them. And now, unfortunately, even though we had such a good start in the month of April, the Guardians have had just as good of a start, and they continue to be a thorn in my side. They are only half a game back. I know it's still early, so a lot of baseball left to be played, but we've seen this story written every single season. Either us or the Guardians have start out really, really good. The other one fights back, and it's a battle the entire year until we get to September, October time when it comes playoff time. It's either us winning the division or it's them winning the division, and it's a dogfight the entire season. And that's just something I'm tired of. I don't want to have a dogfight the entire year. I want to blow everybody out. I want to have a 16-game lead over every single person in the division. But that's not going to be the case again this year unless something drastically changes between us and the Guardians. Which, I mean, the Guardians would have to probably have a couple of major injuries where they lose a couple of their huge players for like the entire season or something for that to happen. I doubt that's going to happen. It looks like we're going to be in a battle again this year, which is just not what I wanted. Luckily, we are relying on these two big-time pitchers to carry us through the early part of the season. Reed Detmers, who we re-signed last year on a massive extension because of what he did in his previous season, 18-8, are you kidding me? Was a Cy Young candidate and our best pitcher in the postseason when we have a guy named Roki Sasaki who did nothing last year in the postseason. He deserved that contract, and he's living up to it this year. And then we've got George Kirby, who we made a trade for at the deadline last year, has, I don't know, just come out and had 7 straight starts with a win and a 1.78 ERA. I mean, just a casual, unbelievable start to the year. And then we've got the rookie. We've got Yoenis Armstrong, who is 3-2 in 7 starts. We pitched with him last episode. He felt pretty good. He has good stuff. He probably needs to learn at least one more pitch to put into his arsenal, but he felt pretty good. He got a couple strikeouts. He was in a little bit of danger at points in that game, but he got out of it pretty well, and he felt pretty good as a starting pitcher in the big leagues. So I feel confident with him. Yuri Perez, I have no idea what to do with. I mean, he's got so much potential. He's got so much talent. He just doesn't sim well, which is so frustrating because he can be so good, and he's rated very highly. He's an 85 overall at this point, and he's still only 24. He's got so much potential, but he just doesn't do anything. And at a 7.57 ERA, Yuri Perez is on my watch list for trade deadline moves to bring in just to get somebody at this point who's more consistent. I don't care if he's got potential at that point. I just want somebody who I can rely on in simulation. And Yuri Perez is not that guy. So we're going to have to look that way in the deadline, but that's in a couple of episodes. We don't have to look that far right now. Today's episode, we are going to be playing with our potential, I would assume, Cy Young candidate, George Kirby, and he's leading it. Eric Lauer's right there by him. Of course, the Guardians have a guy who's undefeated with a similar ERA and similar strikeouts to what Kirby's doing, because they can't just let me have nice things, can they? Oh, I hate it. I hate the Guardians. I wish that we were playing the Guardians right now so that we could battle against them. We don't play the Guardians again until the end of June, but then we don't play them again until July. So we probably won't play the Cleveland Guardians until this game or this series in September, because the June episode will be all focused on the prospects. Then the July episode obviously is focused on the draft, the All-Star weekend or All-Star week and trade deadline. And then August, we don't play the Guardians at all. And then September is the final time we play them. So that'll probably be the first time we play the Guardians all season, which I'm fine with since it comes down to the end of the season anyway. We're going to need to get a big win against them, so I'm fine with that. And it's a home games, or a home series, so that's nice. Oh, and I want to get my revenge on them from beating us in the ALDS last year. But today's episode, we will focus on the Chicago White Sox. We're at home in Kansas City. The lineup is feeling pretty good. We don't have a ton of home run production, but to be fair, we've never had that much home run production. Really, Juan Soto's the only guy that hits crazy amounts of home runs. Bo Bichette is interesting because he's expensive, he's getting up there in age, and he's on a pretty decent start to the year. 317 average, 6 home runs, 29 RBIs in 161 at-bats. He's having a fine start to the season. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this team, man. I talked about in the poster in the off season that I thought we were going to blow it up during the deadline this year, but then we came out and had such a strong start to the year, and I mean, we're leading the division still. Who knows what's going to happen at the end of this episode, where we'll be at, but maybe that'll change things for my mindset. But I don't think we need to blow it up at this point because we're riding high right now. Like I said, maybe at the end of the episode, depending on how good the Guardians do in simulation, how good we do in simulation, I might change my mind headed into the July trade deadline, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's going to be an interesting couple episodes, that is for sure. But we are taking on the White Sox here. Last episode, we donned our, whatchamacallits, our City uniform, City Connects, which I didn't even remember we had, so that was pretty cool. And today, we're going to rock with the old school 2003 homes. These are the jerseys that I grew up with the Kansas City Royals, so we're going to rock these uniforms. The White Sox, do they have a City Connect? They have a Jackie Robinson Day. But they do have a City Connect. Okay, perfect. I've been on this weird kick where every team I play, regardless of the series, if they have a City Connect jersey, they're going to wear it. So, City Connect for the White Sox. We're in the home 2003s. Let's go see if we can get this job done at home at Kauffman Stadium with our Cy Young candidate, George Kirby. Bo Bichette is dead tired. Okay, that is intriguing. That is a very interesting thing. So, we're going to have to take him out. I don't want him to get too tired. We'll switch Bo Bichette and De La Cruz. De La Cruz will play shortstop because he can do that. And then we will take Bo Bichette out and we'll bring in Eduardo Corona to hit or to play second base. Morales is also pretty tired. We could bring in like a PCA type. I think we'll do that. Pete Crow Armstrong will come in for Eric Morales, young rookie prospect. He'll make his actual debut, it looks like. Yeah, he'll make his debut in this episode. That's nice. Walter will be the DH, MJ behind the plate, Bobby Witt at third, Michael Harris at center, Vinny at first, Juan at left field, and then Elliott now at shortstop. So I'm fine with that lineup. I think we can get this job done. Ooh, I see a smooth Jazz over there in the lineup for the White Sox. That'll be interesting. I don't think I've ever played this White Sox team. If we have, it's been a long time since we've played this White Sox team. So we'll find out who they got as we go through the order, as we go through the game. If you're excited for Royals baseball, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get this one underway.
Welcome inside Kauffman Stadium. The show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the Chicago White Sox going up against the Kansas City Royals. Alongside Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Here we go, Singy. The fans have been waiting for this Major League debut for a while, and it's finally here. There's a lot of hype around his talent, and now we get to see how that looks at the big league level.
Yeah, this is the kind of game it's going to be shared all over social media later tonight. Baseball fans all across the world are aware of this debut, and we're lucky enough to be at the stadium for it, so I'm excited to see what he's got firsthand. My advice to him would just be to soak it all in. Don't worry about the results. Don't worry about the expectations. Just really enjoy this experience because it only happens once.
So, almost ready to get underway. And today's starter, George Kirby. And Singy, he likes pitching at home.
Well, truly for him, there is no place like home. He's been so dominant here. And as a teammate, you expect him when pitching at home this year to go out and dominate just as he has. The fans expect it, and I think everyone around here knows that he's a good pitcher, even though we don't see the same splits on the road.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. Anthony Volpe will lead off for the White Sox as they come into Kauffman Stadium and try to take this one from under us. I mean, they already took game one of the series, which I'm not particularly happy about, but can't do much about it. It's simulation. What are you going to do? But that's a big strikeout to start this game. Volpe goes down swinging. Christian Arroyo will step up, hitting second in the order for the White Sox, and he was swinging a miss. And there it is, league leaders in ERA. Antonio Senzatella leads the entire American League with a 1.60, and then you got yourself Mr. Kirby sucking people up and striking people out. That's back-to-back to lead off the inning. George Kirby trying to cement himself as a all-star caliber, award-winning pitcher. And if he can go this entire about with not even having anyone make contact with a pitch, Andrew Vaughn, okay, there we go. He made contact with the pitch. And I think Volpe made contact earlier in the at-bat, in his at-bat. But you know what I mean. Andrew Vaughn fouls off another pitch. We'll go with a cutter here because I think that got the second man, right? Ooh, Andrew Vaughn almost gave PCA a little bit of a heart attack there. But it goes foul. Yamamoto, I just saw down below, is 0-5 on the season. He's not having a good year. And George Kirby is having the opposite. That's 3 straight strikeouts to start the inning, start the game. George Kirby starting out hot. He said, "You forgot, I'm goated." And we take on Cyrus Brandt, who, to be fair, he's not getting the production from his team. He's had 6 starts, only 1-1, but he's himself has had a pretty good year. He's got a 1.97 ERA. So as a solo pitcher, not relying on his team, just individually, he's having himself quite the year. Just can't get the production and the help from his team to score runs to get him any more wins than just 1. But maybe that'll happen today. I don't know. As I start 0-2 right there with 2 pretty good pitches, 2 opportunities to hit some balls, and I couldn't do it. Soto hitting 294, and Juan Soto, how did I mess up the running fastball? I was a little bit early, but still, that shouldn't have made that much of a difference, but it does. And we go down 1-2-3. And Smooth Jazz steps to the plate. Smooth Jazz, a former Royal. A former Kansas City Royal. There you are, league leader. George Kirby leads everybody in wins in the American League. Smooth Jazz is a guy that I didn't want to have to let go, but at the time we didn't think it was the right move. So we moved on from him. I still love Smooth Jazz, but now we have to play against him, and Juan Soto will go to the back up a little bit and grab that one. Colson Montgomery is the 5-hitter for White Sox, and he will check swing, strike 2. We'll go with a curveball here. That didn't really work for Jazz, but maybe it'll work for Montgomery, and it does. Strike 3, and that is 4 strikeouts through 5 batters here in Kansas City. Cody Bellinger, former National League MVP, world champion on that Dodger team that won the World Series was it in the pandemic they won that, or the year after? Might have been the year after. I don't remember. Whenever they won the World Series, you know what I'm talking about. You're all baseball fans. That's going to be a foul tip for Bellinger, and we will go 1-2 with the sinker. Kirby delivers, and Bellinger fouls off another one, staying alive. Let's go with the cutter, see if we can get him low. There's the cutter. He swings and misses, and George Kirby is on fire. Oh my God. By golly, Miss Molly. Smack my booty and call me Shirley. This one is going to be insane. Vinny Pasquantino hitting 364 on the year. That's one thing we can count on with Vinny. He's usually going to be a guaranteed on-base player. He's kind of like Wish version of Joey Votto. He's usually going to get on base. That's just what he does. But he's very expensive and getting older, so we're going to have to figure out the next course of action with him, and that is going to be Michael Harris, Mr. Consistency. We've dubbed him here in this series. He will have a single with 1 out, and that's the first hit of the day for Kansas City. And now it's the debut, the first big league at bat for PCA. P. Crow Armstrong into right field. It'll be nothing to the right fielder for the second out. Okay, I thought maybe we were going to write the storybook start to a career right there. And now it's time for Walter. I finally hit a home run with him in an actual game. I hadn't been able to do that the entire time we've had him in this series. He was our first ever draft pick, and I had not hit a home run with him, but I finally did. Was it in the last episode or an episode previous? I don't know. Regardless, one of the episodes this most recent season, I finally hit a home run with him, and I felt so validated because now my draft pick doesn't look so cheeks, because it kind of looked a little bad at the beginning. He wasn't high potential. He was a lower overall, and I don't know, people could have clowned on it, but he won Rookie of the Year, his first year in the league, obviously. And he's been a solid contributor as Vinny Pasquantino has great reaction time, keeping Oswaldo Cabrera off base. Cavan Biggio is the 9-hitter. Very interesting White Sox order. Not a lot of same-name players from the original White Sox team that we started the rebuild with, or that started the save. 2-2 to Cavan Biggio. Here comes a slider, strike 3, and George Kirby is dealing in Kansas City. Cavan Biggio couldn't handle it. We go bottom 3. MJ Melendez will lead off against Cyrus Brandt. And MJ will foul off the running fastball. Does he only have a running fastball? No, he has a four-seamer too. He's just been throwing the running fastball a lot. What a weird pitch mix Cyrus Brandt has, but it's not going to matter because MJ Melendez says, thank you, ma'am. I'm going to take myself a leadoff double. On a 1-2 count, I think that might have been a fastball low in the zone, and MJ delivers. And now we got Bobby Witt, the second leadoff man. He's got a 1-1 count. He's hitting .356 on the year so far. I know it's still early, but that's a really good start to the season for Bobby Witt in terms of average. Can he add an RBI to his resume? Bobby Witt, down low. That's going to be a diving play by the third baseman. I debated sending Melendez. He might have been able to get past the third baseman before he got up, so he wouldn't be able to tag him. But I decided not to in the last second. So Melendez will stay at second. De La Cruz will send that to center field, and he will have to stay at second again because Jazz is right there. So we started the inning with a no outs and a double, and now we've got 2 outs, and he's still on second. But it could be Eduardo Corona, the rookie. I think he's a rookie. Either a rookie or a second-year man. I don't remember how old he is or how much experience he has in the big leagues. But he's here, he's young, and he wants an RBI. Get the Royals off the schneid. And that's not going to do it. To third base. We'll send MJ around just in case there's an error. And it's not. It is the final out. Colson Montgomery made 2 pretty impressive plays. Well, 1 really impressive play with the dive. Volpe sends to Bobby Witt to lead off the 4th. Witt on to first. First out of the inning. It's Christian Arroyo time. Kirby's up to 56 pitches now. But he's dealing. Arroyo was a first-round pick in 2013? I totally forgot about that. Slider doesn't chase. Respectable. It wasn't that great. Wasn't that enticing. But we'll see if we can get a cutter here. Hardly know her. That's going to be to Pasquantino. Easy. Alligator it and step on first. 2 quick outs here. Top 4. Andrew Vaughn to the plate. Try to keep this inning alive for Chicago. And he's way out in front of that. Even 96 on the gun. I don't know what he was sitting on. He must have been sitting on an Aroldis Chapman pitch. Slider, grounder, Corona, Fields, toss. Ends the inning. Great athleticism, great control, great body control from Eduardo Corona there. Flipping his hips and getting that ball accurately to Pasquantino at first. And Juan Soto, the shift works to perfection on Soto. And that one will be the first out. Vinny Pasquantino. What can we do with Vinny? Ooh, enticing. Thank you, ma'am. But that didn't go as far as I expected it to go. Even good timing, good PCI placement. Just not a good hit, I guess. Not much you can do on that. Michael Harris. What can big Michael Harris do? Down low. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have went down low. If I would have kept the PCI in the middle, that might have been a better outcome there. But that's a quick inning for us. Very quick inning for us. Jazz will lead off. Smooth Jazz leads out the 5th for Chicago. That thankfully goes foul. And George Kirby will live to fight another day. Foul ball in the sinker. Smooth Jazz trying to keep this alive for Chi-Town. 2-2. There's the cutter to Bobby Witt. Fields. Jazz isn't as fast as he used to be. And that one is out number 1. Colson Montgomery, the third baseman, takes the next at bat. 2-2 count to him. Strike 3 on the fastball. Couldn't handle it. Even went to a knee. There wasn't any movement on that fastball, and yet he took a knee on it. Whatever. Cody Bellinger Trying to keep the inning alive for the White Sox, and he won't be able to do it. Bobby Witt travels into very shallow left field, and that is the end of the 5th for Chicago. George Kirby has been unbelievable so far through 5. And that's what you expect. I mean, he's got a sub-2 ERA. He's undefeated. That's what you expect from the leading Cy Young candidate, the front runner. And PCA will have his first career hit in this game. There it is. First major league hit for Pete Crow Armstrong. Good for him. And now Walter's up. He went through that same feeling a couple of years ago. 2025 had his first career hit. But now he's looking for his 100th career. I don't know how many hits he's got. He's probably got over 100, I would guess. 0 for 1 today, though. Walter down into right field. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. Walter does his job. Walter does his job. Good job, my boy. And now we've got ourselves MJ Melendez, who had a double his first time up, with a chance to give us the lead for the first time today. MJ Melendez into right field. That'll drop. 86 speed. I'm going to send PCA home. And the Royals are on the board first. 1-0 thanks to the MJ Melendez single. Good job, MJ. He's heating up here in this game, and that's what I like to see. Runners on the corners, nobody out for Bobby Witt. Come on, Bobby. Bobby Witt gets a meatball, but I didn't take it. 23 speed on Walter. I'm not going to test it. Jazz gets a running start. It was off target, but still 23 speed. Not likely to get safe there. That's okay. We got Elliot de la Cruz. All we got to do is avoid a double play, but you know I'm prone to hitting double plays. It's like my signature. But we will see what we can do with De La Cruz here. Oh, 2-1 count. De La Cruz into the outfield. That'll score Walter, and I'm going to send MJ to third. 63 speed. Dig, dig, dig. He's safe. 2-0 Kansas City. Bottom 5. De La Cruz delivers with an RBI single. And now it's time for Eduardo Corona. Can he do the same? Eduardo Corona into right field. Kevin Biggio dives after it. Couldn't get it. It's going to be an RBI single. Great effort by Biggio. Just off the glove. And it's 3-0 Royals. Corona gets an RBI. And they're taking Cyrus Brandt out here in the bottom of the 5th for Colton Gordon. He's been in 14 games, a 4.5 ERA. We should be able to handle him pretty well, but I want to go back and check out this replay on Kevin Biggio here, because this had a dangerous chance of going past Biggio and into the gap for possibly a triple, maybe even an inside the park 3-run homer. That's how dangerous this was. It just... Wait. How close was this? Hold on. It goes through his glove. Oh, the pain. It literally goes through his glove. This is a catch in real life, but because it's a video game and the pixels didn't like him on this occasion, Kevin Biggio messes up. I thought it bounced off the top of his glove, but it goes through. You can clearly see it go through his glove. That is an unfortunate outcome for the White Sox here, because this is clearly an out. But because it's a video game, it goes through his glove, and it's a RBI single for Eduardo Corona. Corona. And now we've got ourselves Juan Soto, and he's going to hopefully take advantage of this bullpen arm that is not having the greatest of seasons so far, but not having a horrible season by any means. Soto pops that one into shallow right field. Second baseman goes after it, and that's an unfortunate way to end that at bat. And he sends that to third, thinking I was going to take off from second when you're right there. I don't know what he was thinking on that one, but I guess you got to cover your bases. No pun intended. Bottom 5, 2 outs, runner on first and second for Vinny Pasquantino, the first baseman. What can the veteran do? I'm chasing that, and I probably shouldn't have. Yeah, that one's a little bit of a mistake on my part. It felt like if I could get around it, I could have sent that into right field, but... yeah, I probably shouldn't have swung at that. That's on me. But hey, we got 3 runs in the inning, giving Kirby a little bit of a cushion. Love to see it. And Pasquantino get it to first base, and he does. Vinny Pasquantino with the diving effort. Give him a gold glove. keeping that in the infield, and not only keeping it in the infield, but getting up and giving it to Kirby, who's doing a good job of playing back up there to get to first base. Good reaction time. And George Kirby and Vinny Pasquantino on the same wavelength there. 1-2 count to Cabrera, and Oswaldo Cabrera will foul off the sinker. Why is everybody fouling off the sinker? Why can't they just miss it? Just swing and miss. There's the cutter, and he... Yep. On the cutter, somehow. Don't know how he made contact with that. Slider. Oh, mama! Oswaldo Cabrera ends the perfect game for George Kirby in the 6th. A solo shot to right field. George Kirby knows he made a mistake. And it is 3-1. Royals still lead. But the White Sox are on the board for the first time in this game, both in the hit column and in the score column. Yeah, I guess that slider hung a little bit, didn't it? Oh, yeah, that was right down the middle. Oops. Oswaldo Cabrera made me pay, and Cody Bellinger might go back-to-back. PCA's going back to the track. He's got a chance at it, at the wall, off the glove. Oh, it's a rookie mistake, and Bellinger's got a triple. It's a rookie mistake from the outfielder who's never played right field, but he has it on his secondary position, so I gave it to him, and it's the first triple of the year for Cody Bellinger. I think it was. Was it Cody Bellinger or was it Kevin Biggio? I don't know. And now it's all crumbling here in the 6th inning for Kirby. He had a perfect game through 5, and he goes into the 6th, and it all collapses here. Volpe with an RBI double. It's 3-2. I'm putting my faith in George Kirby, but he might have just tied it here. 78 speed. Armstrong with a lackadaisical throw, and it's all tied up. Christian Arroyo has gotten it tied. George Kirby was absolutely untouchable for 5 innings, and in the 6th, all of a sudden, I can't throw anything without it being a single or a hit, no matter what it is. I don't know what happened here, but George Kirby's perfect game has blown back in his face. Pasquantino ends the inning, but they tie it back up just like that. In a blink of an eye, we were having ourselves a perfect game. And just like that, just the snap of a finger, it's gone. And it's tied up. Not only is the perfect game gone, it is tied at 3. All it took was one bad outing from George Kirby, one bad inning. Unbelievable. That home run from Oswaldo Cabrera really set the tone for that inning. And then the mistake by Armstrong, by Crow Armstrong, to miss that play at the wall. A rookie mistake from the rookie playing in his first big league game. That's brutal. And not in his natural center field position. He's playing right field, so it's understandable. And he's a rookie. But still, man, you gotta come down with that. It was off his glove too. Like, he had an opportunity. It wasn't like he wasn't close or it bounced off the wall or something like that. No, he had his glove on it. He just missed it. And that really changed things. Allowed for the triple. Walter back up the middle. That's a single. I almost wanted to send Michael Harris to third there. He probably would have been thrown out. That would have been a dumb decision. Glad I didn't do it. But Walter delivers. And the hottest man in the Royals lineup today, MJ Melendez, has a chance to get this game back in our favor. MJ into center field. That'll score Michael Harris. Around third on his way home. Chisholm with the throw in, but it's an RBI single for MJ Melendez. He has been the guy today. He's got himself a double and 2 singles with 2 RBIs. My man said, I am the guy today. Put the team on his back. Unfortunately, we couldn't add any more runs. Bobby Witt grounds into a double play. I told you, I'm prone to double plays for some reason. I don't know what it is, but we got the lead back. We got the lead back, and I'm very tempted to pull Kirby here. Top 7, low energy, especially after the inning that he just had. I'm going to let him go. We're going to give him the inning, the start of the inning. We're going to see how he does. If it starts to snowball like it did in the 6th, then we will capitalize and pull him out. Crow Armstrong this time makes the play at the warning track. Good job from him. Cody Bellinger. So it was, what's his face? Oh, please tell me that's hooking foul. Please tell me that's hooking foul. Thank God. I forget who got the triple then. I don't remember. I guess we'll have to find out when he comes up to hit the next time. I'm completely blanking on who they have on their team in the nine hole. Bellinger swings and misses after the cutter, couldn't handle it. Kirby gets another strikeout here. It's a full count to Wilson Contreras. He's 0 for 2 today. Here's the fastball. He sends that to the wall. Crow Armstrong goes back. Off the wall. It's going to be a 2-out double for Wilson Contreras. Oh, do we take Kirby out? Do we take George Kirby out of the game? Or do we let him take on Oswaldo Cabrera, the man who took him yard last at bat? Thank God he didn't take me yard again. It's going to go to PCA, and that'll be the inning, and that'll be the day for George Kirby. All in all, a good outing. I know what just happened in the 6th. I understand. But that, to be fair, was just one bad inning. He had 6 other innings that were pretty flawless, and 5 innings that were actually flawless. He had 5 perfect innings. So, I mean, he started unbelievably hot. I haven't had a perfect game, or I don't even know if I've had a perfect game. I haven't had at least a no-hitter since that Yankees series I did a couple of years ago, where I did it with Hyun-Jin Ryu. That's on the main channel, I think. I haven't had a no-hitter since then. I don't, at least on camera. I don't think. Since that point, that's been a couple of years of MLB The Show. I think that must have been MLB The Show 21. It had to have been, because then I moved all the baseball content to this channel with MLB The Show 22. So yeah, that had to have been MLB The Show 20. I guess it could have been 20, but it had to have been 21. But anyway, we got runners on the corners, nobody out. This has got to be an RBI for Juan Soto here. We're going to send him home. I still don't know how to send only one runner. I was holding the left stick all the way to Juan Soto, or to Elliot of the Cruz, but it still sent the runner from first. So if somebody could let me know in the comments, that'd be much appreciated. I know I could just Google it, but it's easier just to ask you guys. But that's a sac fly RBI for Juan Soto, puts the lead to 2, 5-3, and they bring in Yency Almonte in relief for the White Sox, and that's going to get past the shortstop Volpe, and it'll be in to left field. Runners on the corners again. Pasquantino gets on base. Love to see it. And now it's time for Mr. Consistency. Michael Harris takes the plate with 1 out and a 2-1 count. I really wanted to swing at that, but it looked a little too sketchy at the last second. So I decided not to. But I'm swinging at that one. Michael Harris might have just gone yard. At least it's going to be extra bases. It's a 3-run homer from Michael Harris in the bottom of the 7th. Santa Maria. That one is out of here. What'd I tell you, man? He's Mr. Consistency. He's just the best player on the team. He's just the best player, at least in the lineup. He's so good. I'm so happy we finally got him, because he was one of my arch nemesis when we played against the Braves. And any time I play against the Braves. He's so good. He's so hard to get out. So I'm happy that we finally made a trade for him. And he goes yard to extend this game 8-3, give us a little bit of even more of a cushion. Make us feel even more comfortable. And Crow Armstrong, that's going to stay up in the air a little bit too long, right into Jazz's glove. That's unfortunate, but 2 outs. Walter's up. It's 8-3. I'm feeling much more confident about this game now after that home run. Walter into right center field. That's going to get down. That might even go to the wall. I'm going to send Walter to second. Get on your high horse. Unhook the plow. Walter will slide into second with a 2-out double. Not often does Walter get himself a double. That's only his 7th of the season. They're bringing out Yancey. Cole Winn will replace Yency Almonte. What, he faced 4 batters? 5 batters? I don't know what he did. But he didn't last too long. I guess that allowing a 3-run homer doesn't really help. And on the corner, on the black, MJ Melendez, the hottest hitter today, other than Michael Harris, had himself a called 3rd strike. That's unfortunate. And I forgot to schedule Garrett Crochet to come in. George Kirby's day is done. 7 strong innings, allowed 3 runs, had a perfect game through 5 innings. I guess that you can add that to the stat line. It was Kevin Biggio. I thought that's what it was. I don't know why I said Cody Bellinger. He's the one who had the triple. on the PCA missed opportunity. And he's got himself a double now. And it says that Garrett Crochet is getting tired. He just came in. He wasn't that tired when I warmed him up. What's his energy? He's pretty low, actually. He wasn't that tired. He's only got to go a half inning. He's only got to go an inning. That's all he's got to do. All he's got to finish up is the 8th. And then we'll bring in either Jordan Romano or Camilo Duvall to end the game in the 9th. That's all we got to do. I guess we'll see who has the most stamina. Christian Arroyo. And he will send that to right field. Armstrong off the 1-hop. They're going to go to third. I didn't expect him to. Oh my God, I could have threw him out. I didn't expect him to go to third. It was like shallow right field. Oh, that caught me off guard. That's why I sent it to the cutoff man. I was not expecting that to happen. But if we can get a double play, that'd be beautiful. 0 for 3 for Andrew Vaughn. 3-2 count. Crochet with the deliveries. Ah, I hate my life. That's going to be an RBI, 8-4. But it's the second out. Okay. It's all right. Garrett Crochet's doing a good job. He's doing a good enough job. Smooth jazz up. 1-1 count. We've held him in check today. Michael Harris going back. And he's got it. End of the 8th. White Sox add 1. Cut the lead to 4. But we are doing a good job. And Camilo Duvall is perfectly ready to go for this game. So we're going to sit down Jordan Romano and have ourselves our all-star closer get warmed up here. Ready to go for the 9th. Even though it's probably not a safe situation with a 4-run deficit or 4-run advantage, but might as well have him go. I trust Camilo Duvall, even though he's not necessarily been the most consistent player over the seasons. He's been good. He's been very, very good. De La Cruz, check swing, called ball. Thank you. 2-1. 17,000 in attendance for the Royals and the White Sox, but to be fair, Royals are having a good season. Ellie going to second. He should be able to get there, and he is. That was actually a little bit of a closer play than Walters was. And Ellie's got 99 speed. Whatever, he's got a double. Eduardo Corona's up with 1 out and a runner on second. Eduardo Corona, delivery, fouled off. Come on, Eduardo. Show me what you made of, big boy. Oh, here we go. Here we go into center field. Jazz going back. I'm going to send him. I'm sending De La Cruz. He should be able to make it. And he is just barely. 99 speed. If he didn't have 99 speed, he probably doesn't make that. And now it's time for Juan Soto. 2 out in the inning. He's got a 1-1 count. He's 0 for 3, but he does have the sac fly RBI. Not swinging at that. I know better. That was also very, very slow. He's hitting 436 with runners in scoring position. That's what I like to see. That is what I like to see. Soto, a bullet to the first baseman, Andrew Vaughn, and he reacts very well to it. And he's got himself an out. And now we will bring in the closer. It's not a safe situation, but might as well get some reps for the All-Star. Top of the 9th. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the White Sox. Colson Montgomery will lead off. Duvall delivers. The cutter fouled off. It's 2-2. Let's go with a little bit of a slider. Hardly know her. Slider out and away. It's going to be a grounder to Corona. Fields. Oh, a little bit high, but luckily Pasquantino's tall, so he made the play. Don't like how high that was, though. Cody Bellinger's up, and he swings very out in front of that one. He's 1 for 5 in his career against Camilo Duvall. He has 2 strikeouts. Let's see if we can add a third to that. Here comes the cutter. Strike 3, froze him, bottom of the plate, bottom of the zone. And it is strike 3, 2 outs. Wilson Contreras is all that stands in the way of a Royal victory. And even in this series, back up at 1 apiece. There's the cutter. Contreras will take Camilo Duvall yard on a cutter. Was that bad placement? Well, I guess now this becomes a save situation. It's not technically a blown save. Yeah, I guess that was pretty bad placement. It didn't feel like it was going to be that bad when I threw it. But yeah, it was pretty much in the middle of the zone. And the other man who had us go yard was Osvaldo Cabrera, and he's looking at a 2-2 count. 8-5. Duvall with the I can't speak. Luckily, it wasn't the final play, the final out. Duvall with the delivery. It's a lot of D's. D's nuts. And that'll be just foul. We've had a situation like that before where that gets called fair. Just on the white line. I don't know how he made contact with that, but that's the end of the game. Royals win. Kirby gets his 8th win of the year. That was a weird game. That was a weird game. We had a perfect game going through 5 innings. The 6th inning just completely was like a whole different game. And then we opened it up in, what, the 7th or the 8th? Whatever it was, where we scored the 3-run homer with Michael Harris. What a weird game. What a weird game. It ends up not being a save for Camilo Duvall. That's okay. He probably didn't deserve the save. Michael Harris, super good in that game. Glad to have him there. And it's another big W. Hopefully the Guardians lost. And now, oh, look, it changed their logo even in the thing because they were wearing their City Connects. And now it changed it back. Antoine Herrera had a shin contusion, so he'll be out for a couple of days. That's fine. Matt Foster's back. That's good because that helps our bullpen again, right? Yeah, he's back in the bullpen. Perfect. Perfect. I don't want him as a long reliever, that's for sure. Okay, so the Guardians haven't played yet. They must have had an off day. I guess we can check. Where's the Guardians at? There they are. Oh, no, they play today. We just didn't simulate. They did win that game, though. All right, let's simulate this series against the White Sox. Royals have 27. Oh, because Foster's back. That's right. Who did we call up? I don't remember. Who did we call up? Was it Yoenis Armstrong? No. It might have been. Oh, no. Who did we call up when we took Matt Foster off? Who was it? Oh, I don't remember. Oh, it had to have been PCA. That's who it had to have been him. Does he have an option? Neither of them have options. Neither Elijah Green or Crow Armstrong. That's not good. But Quintana does. We might have to use Quintana's last option here, and then just call him back up in the spring or in the September. Let's do that. Sorry, Greg. I like you. One of our early draft picks, but I mean, you're the only one who has an option, so I had to use it. Okay, there we go. Guardians have tied. I hate the Guardians so much, man. John Anderson, finger contusion, injured. We don't have 4 valid lineups. He must have been in one of the non-DH lineups, and he was. It's not going to matter, but we'll put Morales in there, and he's in there. Okay, perfect. All right. So we beat the White Sox again, and we beat them again. Perfect. 3-1. Absolutely beautiful. Guardians slipped up. They're a game back now. Brewers series. We lost 2. I hate everything. Okay. Ooh, okay. Alberto Bermudez. Not as good as I once hoped. Potential for Geronimo Gomez. That's interesting. And we don't know fully about Anderle. All right, let's get some new guys in here. So let's find out about... The only problem is I like this guy. He's not going to be there when we draft. That's the problem. Ooh, but a couple of these guys could be. James Conrath. And then who was the other one? I think he was another pitcher. He could certainly be there. No, he's a second baseman. Brandon Huerta. We already have a Huerta, Antoine. But if we get another one, that'd be cool. Those guys have the potential to be very, very good. We'll scout those. I think this draft class is going to be good in general. There's a lot of guys in this draft class that have pretty good potential and pretty good starting overalls, at least from what I've seen. And we get swept by the Brewers. The Brewers are 18-22. Or at least they were 15-22 when we played them. Unbelievable. We take 2-3 against the Padres. The Guardians luckily tripped up, but that was our chance to build a lead against the Guardians, and we couldn't do it. Unfortunate. Let's see if we can actually build a lead here. Another series against the White Sox, and we split so far. I hate my life. 80% on Claude Anderle, 40%, 50%. Okay, these guys are still looking pretty good, but we're still not knowing much about them. 2-3, George Cruz is injured. Come on, boys. Let's get some wins. Let's not... Oh, no. Michael Harris, shoulder separation, 1 to 2 months. Why do we always get hit with the injury bug? And now the Twins, for some reason, have had the hottest month of May of all time? Hold on. The Minnesota Twins have lost 5 games in the month. You got to be kidding me. If it's not one team, it's the next. I didn't think the Twins would have any chance of getting in this division race, but now it's a 3-horse race in May, and I hate my life. I went to stadium assignments. I don't want to go to that. Injured list. We still have Brady House injured with the broken shin. Frank Reyes is injured with a fractured forearm, But shoulder separation from Michael Harris. Oh, why? Why me? Who do we play at center field now? Elijah Green? Probably. Has to be the guy. Oh, I hate everything. I just hate the world right now. We've had this happen before. I mean, Byron Buxton got injured a couple of years ago. And he was out for the year, I think. We get a couple big wins there. I hate that this is a three-team race right now. James Conrad isn't that bad for a second. He could be a second-round pick. I mean, he could be our. He could certainly be our compensation pick. You know what I'm talking about. I can't speak. And Claude Anderley actually looks pretty good. This guy could be studly. He could be really, really studly. So we know 100% on him. I'm going to keep an eye on him. He looks pretty darn good. Okay. So let's keep on looking for guys with good value. Jaime Minoso. I mean, these are unbelievable numbers, but he's just not going to be there. I don't know if I want to waste my time with him. Russell Harden will go with. We'll take out Conrad. And we will try to find somebody else. Who else is going to be good enough? Antonio Portillo, I would guess. Those are going to be the guys that we scout for this week, or for this next session. Okay, we got some big wins to end the month. Huge wins. Was that a 6-game win streak? That puts us in first place again, and everybody's being hot. Like, literally the whole team is hot right now. How's George Kirby been doing? Kirby is 10-0 with a 1.83. George Kirby is on a historic season right now. He's on a historic pace. He's not 11-0. He missed one game where he didn't get a win. But Yuri Perez, man, yeah, it's got to be you. You got to go at the deadline. You just got to go. Armstrong can be passed off as he's a low overall rookie. But Yuri, you've had, what, 6 years of experience now? 5 years of experience? 6 years of experience. He's as old as this series is. And you just can't. You haven't had an ERA lower than a 3.72. You can't be the guy. So we're going to trade you at the deadline. I don't even know what his value is. What's the block look like? Not player search. View trade block. Couple Twins players at the top. Zach Veen. Wasn't he on our team? Yeah, he was here. Okay, the trade or the trade block does not look that enticing. That is for sure. So we might have to make our own deal. But what kind of value does Yuri Perez have? He has a little over that 1 bar. And we have to find somebody who's cheap, because Yuri Perez is not making that much money, and we don't have that much money in the budget anyway. We have to find somebody who's cheap and who's a little bit of a veteran that we can trust. Nate Pearson is an option. 84 overall, it's not that big of a difference from Yuri Perez because he's 85. He is, what, going to be a free agent next year? Yeah, so it's a half-a-year rental. So Nate Pearson is an option. Anybody else? I'm in starting pitchers. Perfect. I thought I changed for a second. There's Cyrus Brandt. Espino is 4-3 at 3.56. Nobody's really having that good of a year, to be fair. There's Joe Ryan. Didn't we have him in this series? I think it was this year, right? We had him for that half a season, and then we got rid of him. I think that's what it was. But the Twins have no money either. Can't go for the Tigers. They are paying a crazy amount of money to their starting pitchers. There's Yamamoto, who did in fact get a couple wins, so good for him. But he's not the guy. And then there's Asa Lacy. How's he been doing? Ever since we traded him, he went 6-11 and now 6-2. So he's totaled his entire win total from last year. Good for him. Good for Asa Lacy. Good to see the young man developing. Is he a free agent next year? No, he's got 1 more year of arbitration. We could get him back. That'd be funny, getting Asa Lacy back. We're not going to do it, at least not now. Who else do we go for? Aaron Nole's way too expensive. I would have considered him, but way too expensive. Salvatore Silva. Who are you? You're obviously a draft pick. But B potential, 22 years old, 6'5". That's what, the same height as Yuri Perez? No, he's 6'8". Oh my God. I didn't realize Yuri Perez was so tall. Salvatore Silva is an intriguing player. He's been up since 2024. He hasn't been very consistent. He's actually been very sucky. But in 2027, just last year, he had a breakout year. 10 wins, 15 losses. I guess it's a breakout. Not going to be the guy. Can't trust him. Too inexperienced, too inconsistent. Jack Leiter. Hardly know her. 7-3. He's becoming a veteran. Jack Leiter is intriguing. He's got 2 years of arbitration left. Yuri's got 2 years on a deal, or one more year on his deal, and then an arbitration year. So he's locked up for a lot of control. Man, this is weird. I don't know who to go for. I'm not gonna make a deal now. We'll wait a couple more episodes until the actual deadline. But who do we even consider here? Edward Cabrera is not having that good of a year. Hold on. Did I just see 1 win in 14 losses? In 33 starts, you had 1 win? Edward Cabrera, oh my God. You shouldn't even be a 90 overall after that. That's disgusting. You should have been in AAA. Absolute disgrace right there. Mackenzie Gore is 1-6. Okay, not going to go for him. Let's see. Who's this? Oh, I remember this guy, Eldon Williamson. I remember him from a previous draft. He's not been that great. And then Kirby Lawrence. I forgot about Kirby Lawrence. 22 years old, 81 overall, young potential prospect. He's got tons of control. 2 years in the league. We could probably build a trade to get him. He's an option. He is an option. He's not the consistency like the veteran that I was looking for, but he is certainly an option. Andrew Painter. Didn't we have him before? Yeah, we had him for a year. He went 12-9. I remember that. Then he went 3-14. Then 14-8. He's super up and down. He's not having that good of a year, but he's on a hot streak, and we could get him straight up. He's not that expensive. He's got 2 years of arbitration, so he's under control for about the same amount of time as Perez. Actually, Perez has got 1 more year. That's probably the most interesting deal. Getting Andrew Painter back is probably the most interesting deal. I know he's not having the best start to the season, but maybe that lowers his value a little bit more. Obviously it does, because we can straight up 1-for-1. So there's Brady Singer. How's he doing? 3-7. Yeah, exactly what I expected. Exactly what I expected from the old man. Ricky Tiedemann, I remember this man too. Wasn't he drafted by the Blue Jays? I feel like he was drafted by the Blue Jays. Maybe I'm just making that up. But he went 15-9 last year. He's intriguing. We could get him straight up. There's some options. There's some more options than I thought, actually. So we'll keep these guys in mind. Way too expensive for these Dodger players. Yeesh. Okay. Joe Musgrove, 5-2. Did we have Joe Musgrove? No, he's on the Padres. Maybe I had him in a different series. Kyle Harrison is always an option, but we'd have to pay an arm and a leg for him. He's not even having that good of a year. Grayson Rodriguez, and then we're back to the Red Sox, Yankees, all these guys. So I think the most optimal trade, the trade that makes the most sense, is this Andrew Painter deal. Mainly because it's 1-for-1. Now, if we simulate a couple more months and we get to the deadline, and he's having a much better year, it might not be 1-for-1. We might have to give a little bit more in return, or to get the Painter back in return. But right now it's a 1-for-1. It's a 3 overall boost. They're the same age, which is crazy to me, and they're the same potential. Painter's a little bit more expensive, but we have the cap room a little bit to make it work, and he's under contract for 2 more seasons with arbitration. So we have him under team control, so we wouldn't have to worry about like a rental or anything like some other options we talked about. I think this is the best trade that makes the most sense. I'm not going to do it now, even though I could. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to wait till the deadline. That might be a dumb idea, because they might raise the value, which is certainly a possibility. It's happened to me before. But I'm going to keep that. Who's this guy? Terry Quintero? We'll have to take a look at him next episode. I forgot that we had this guy. He looks really good. Okay, so that's probably going to be the trade that we do at the deadline, but we'll have to wait and see. That is going to be the end of the episode, though. I will simulate end of June, though. We're going to simulate at the next episode will be the prospect showcase, so we'll take a look at the AAA team, the AA team like we usually do. And then the next episode after that will be the All-Star game, the draft, and the trade deadline. So that's always the biggest episode of the series, or of the season. It's the most jam-packed. It has the most stuff happen. And yeah, so you don't want to miss that one. But that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.